We're going to go back to the phones. Next is our caller from the 727 area code. Caller from 727, go ahead.
Hey, David, this is Monica. I'm from a not terribly awful part of Florida, and I have two questions. You may have more information on this than I do. Last night I just saw it briefly on television. I guess news anchors were floating the idea that Trump may pardon Cohen. I haven't read anything else about it, and that's literally the only thing I heard. So I was just wanting to ask if you've heard anything else about it, or if you think it's any sort of likely, or if, say, Trump were to pardon Cohen.
I think that
I would imagine it'd make things worse.
there's a sort of general possibility that Trump will pardon any and or all of the people that end up getting sentenced, convicted in connection with whatever it is that went on as part of his campaign and even administration. Cohen specifically, Flynn, there's the idea that Manafort now is just going to basically clam up, take whatever he gets, and then Trump will pardon him. I don't know. I mean, Trump himself has said, we've heard reports that Trump was asking about his pardon power. There have been comments from Trump about, like, we'll see at some point in the future. I don't know that, listen, if he's going to do that, there's very few limits on presidential pardon power. There's a bit of a legal question as to whether the president can use the pardon to sort of help himself. But there's divergent legal views on that, and there's a legal view that's very absolutist, which just says the president's pardon power is absolute. It doesn't matter what the underlying motivation is for issuing a pardon, even if it's protecting himself. So I don't know that there's that much value in evaluating the likelihood of specific pardons, but I think generally speaking, there's no question he will pardon people. He pardoned Scooter Libby, he pardoned Joe Arpaio, and that's a real possibility here.
And then I have one more question.
Sure.
Do you believe that there is a PP tape? And if there is, do you believe, say, like down the line, maybe even years to come, that the American public will actually know real details of it? Or I don't think anybody wants to see it. But I mean,
listen, here's the thing. There's an in-between between there's a PP tape and nothing ever happened with Trump and prostitutes in a Russian hotel room. And that's that something happened, but it wasn't recorded, right? And that's a possibility that's not really being discussed that much. I have no idea where there's a PP tape. What I do know is that Trump's already been caught in some lies related to the existence of that tape. That's really, really weird. It might just be that Trump is lying about everything.
Like saying he wasn't in Russia and he was.
Exactly, saying he didn't overnight, but he actually spent 2 nights there. I don't know if there's a PP tape. I mean, do you think that there is one?
Probably. I mean, I don't know if there's a PP tape, but I believe he probably did something that the Russians may have some sort of leverage.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think it's clear that
he's done shady shit for years.
There's some weird reason that he's behaving the way he's behaving, whether it's because they have urine fetish recordings of him or not. I couldn't really tell you. Thank you so much for the call. I really appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Great to hear from people in Florida, whether it's the good part of Florida or bad part of Florida.
Yeah, what part of Florida is she from? Maybe Miami. That's the best part of Florida.
That's the best part of Florida, if you ask me. Yeah, for sure.